Hello, Dungeon Masters. After the last few weeks of delving an ancient pyramid, I thought it should be time for a little rest and refresh for the weary players. Perhaps the portal the players stepped through sent them far from the jungles and delivered them to a safe place. I do like to think that the Pharaoh would be tricky with their portal use, since likely the players took something the Pharaoh coveted. Now, this map isn't the most complicated build and only took around 30 minutes to make. I did want to show you how quickly you can make a village square to show your players. It also removes 90% of the work for describing it, as you can literally describe what you placed on the map. It brings the village to life with very little creative effort. Since it's one of my maps, I did want to make something on the map that was a little different, so I made a custom well by using some rocks to make it look like a natural spring. Perhaps the village is named after it, since it would be a clean water source filtered through the sand and soil below. Now, a village won't typically have the kinds of things adventurers need to improve their equipment, like advanced stores or a smith that makes much more than items or tools for construction and farming. Villages do, on the other hand, usually have a tavern and some basic supplies. They will either share with the players for some good old-fashioned hard work, or the players can pay for it. Perhaps one of your players can utilise the local forge to help the villagers make some ingots, as well as repairing any damaged equipment from the recent dungeon run. The local tavern owner could give them a place to sleep for some help with the heavy barrels, or for collecting ingredients for their newest batch of rot gut liquor. Now, a village can be a good opener to a new campaign arc, as the village folk may only be aware of the symptom of a larger problem. You could always have the village have a local set of threats. You know, the classics like nearby bandit issues or a mysterious amount of crop death that needs investigation. Little did the village know that the local bandits are the same people who are poisoning the crops. You know, a local cult moved in and took over a nearby temple by force and have begun clearing out any locals who could disturb their rituals by driving them away. This could also be a series of unfortunate events if you need this to be a small rest stop between bigger threats. I personally like things when they line up with a bigger threat that the players can solve. How about you? Do you have lots of smaller arcs or one major storyline? If there is enough support, comments and requests asking for me to flesh out the Temple of Cultists, then it would be rude of me not to, so you all know what to do. Who doesn't like a good cult squashing adventure? Now, I have given you a few ways to use this map. Here is the description you need to set the scene for your players. Once you have that, you'll be all set to start planning out NPCs for them to meet. Nestled within the cheeks of gently rolling hills, covered in farm and pasture land, lies a quaint village. The land around is mostly unsettled, with good grazing for herds of goats, cows and sheep. The village itself has a lot of smaller rustic wooden buildings, those favoured by the hardy farmers and hunters. This village doesn't appear to have any defensive structures, but has a small amount of cobbled streets near its centre to promote easier travel to and from the market. The heart and soul of this village seems to be the market square and village centre. It buzzes with the quiet energy of village life, where every structure and space continues the story of survival and taming of the hills and its surrounding lands. One unique feature of the village square is a natural spring that murmurs softly, its clear, cool waters drawn up through an ancient well that has quenched the thirst of the locals for generations. Villagers gather here in the soft light of morning, buckets in hand, exchanging greetings and news as they draw the life-giving water. The well, encircled by worn stones smoothed by time, stand as a testament to the village's harmony with nature, a sacred bond cherished and preserved. It wouldn't be the only water source for the village, but it is one of the most interesting ones. Next to the well is a simple smithy's forge. A symphony of clinks and clanks echo through the air as the local blacksmith, an artisan of iron and sweat, shapes the tools that till the soil and harvest its bounty. The forge is a place of transformation, where raw materials are reborn into ploughs and sickles, the instruments of the villagers' livelihood. Smoke curls up from the chimney, carrying the scent of metal and flame, a reminder of the villagers' enduring strength and resilience. Likely, there will be an area of wood nearby that will produce the charcoal used in the forge and to help heat the homes. Nearby, a tavern rests like a weary traveller, its doors wide open to welcome those in search of rest and companionship. Inside, the air is warm with the glow of lantern light and the murmur of voices sharing stories over mugs of ale. It's a place where laughter rings out and the worries of the day dissolve into the comfort of shared understanding, a sanctuary for the soul as much as the body. Just a stone's throw from the square, a field of pumpkins sprawls under the open sky, a sea of orange and green rippling in the breeze. This patchwork of potential, tended by loving hands, promises a harvest feast that will unite the village in celebration and gratitude. The pumpkins, soon to be pies and lanterns, are grown to symbolize the cycle of seasons and the fruitfulness of the earth. At the very heart of the village square, a small garden of flowers blooms in riotous colour, encircled by low walls built to protect its delicate beauty. This garden is the village's jewel, a splash of colour against the backdrop of daily life, where bees dance and fragrances mingle. It's a place of quiet reflection and natural grace, where one can pause to admire the simple elegance of a petal or the serene buzz of life. As always, please help us make more videos for you. It's free and easy. Hit that like button and sub if you want more. Leave a comment below to tell me what you would like to see next. And as always, may the dice ever be in your favour.